All right, BradCooney.com would like to welcome to the show from NBC's World of Dance, Jake and Chau. What is up?
Hey, what's up?
Not much, man. You guys had a little bit of a life-changing thing happen here recently, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, talk about it, man. Tell me about the experience so far.
Having the first episode air, or the experience of...
Yeah, just basically since the first episode aired, like, everybody knows, like, you know, all your family and friends know, you know, so,
Yeah, it's been really incredible to see all the support that we've been getting, instantly since the show aired on the East Coast. We got, like, a bunch of followers, and everyone was commenting, like, what an amazing job we did, and it's really rewarding to see all of that.
Yeah, Jake, what about you?
I completely agree. I mean, it's just been so surreal, and it's just crazy because, you know, you film the show and you have all this hype, and you're just so excited, and then as you finish, it kind of goes away for like a month or two, and then out of nowhere, it's just like it comes back again, and everyone's so excited for you. So it's just like another surreal moment. It's been crazy. And
then did you have some like friends like that had no clue because you can't tell people, right? I mean, then all of a sudden you're on TV.
Totally.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, it was crazy when they announced it, and they gave us all the posts to, like, you know, post on Instagram about, like, we're competing. Like, all of my friends were just, like, so confused, but also, like, so excited for me, and obviously Chau too.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, same for me. Like, people were talking about how, like, that's why you were so quiet for, you know, that period of time. Like, now I realize what you guys were doing, but you couldn't tell us. So that was kind of funny to see how that works.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so before we talk about y'all's performance, just give my listeners a quick rundown about how y'all two ended up dancing together.
Well, we first met in the competition convention world, and we were originally competing against each other, and we're not from the exact same area. We're both from the Bay Area, but we would come to the same city and see each other almost like every other weekend on these conventions, and we just became friends. And that was around like 5 years ago, Jake? And then our friendship grew, and then we eventually became partners at these little conventions. People began to pair us up together.
It was so random. It was totally random how, like, we kept getting paired, like, at every convention we'd go to, and then we were like, why? Like, we were like, maybe we work, like, really well together, because every time we would perform together, it was, like, you know, near perfect. Like, we were always like, wow, we were so happy with our performance together and everything, so then we just kind of thought, like, why not?
So basically, it was almost like fate. It's almost like you guys, like, randomly, you're getting paired, and you guys had no control over that. And so then one day you just say, well, the heck with this, let's just do it. Let's go for it, right?
Yeah, it's literally exactly like that. And it's funny because we always joke about how Chau's, like, literally the same height as me. And so we always would laugh when we would get paired together because usually you're paired, like, a male is paired with a shorter girl just because it tends to be easier to partner, it tends to be easier to lift. So we would always be like, why are we paired together? And then it just kept working. So we were like, okay, let's stick with it.
Wow. So what is you guys, like, workout condition? I mean, like, your workout regimen, because you have to be strong just you guys are just flying around. I mean, just to lift each other up like that. So what kind of workout regimens do you guys do?
Well, our training before the competition alone was like 35 to 40 hours a week, and we were staying together, so it was just 24 hours of us constantly being together, which, you know, really built our bond. And all the exercise and, like, workout regimen was all dance. Like, dance is harder than the normal person thinks. There's a lot of muscle use, there's a lot of, you know, it's cardio, it's like everything put in one. So just practicing and rehearsing alone was our workout regimen, really.
Wow.
Yeah, and I mean, just lifting each other, like, is such a workout in itself, to be doing it, like, every day, nonstop.
Yeah, and multiple times a day, just constantly,
Yeah, I can see how that's it. You don't even need weights to do that. You got human weights.
Seriously.
All right, so let's move forward to the you know, when you guys walked out on the stage. I mean, because the TV world, like me, I watched, you know, all the seasons, and the way they had it set up now was you guys had a huge surprise. I mean, nobody knew J-Lo and everybody's going to be there. So, like, Kind of walk us through that experience, like when you guys first walked out there and saw everybody.
Oh yeah, that was
It was crazy. They told us how, like, you know, we're going to be auditioning in front of producers, and it's going to be harder this year. You know, you want to make it through the first round so you can actually meet the judges, because of course part of the show we all want to meet the 3 judges.
Of course.
And so we were totally like, okay, let's go in, like, let's meet these producers, blah blah blah, like all this stuff, and then you walk in and it's perfection. It's J-Lo. I mean, come on. Like, we were just like, what? Like, this is insane. You know, it added such, like, a high pressure towards it, but it also, I think Chau can agree, we've kind of talked about this, like, it definitely put us into a perspective and a mindset of, like, okay, like, they're really, you know, throwing the ball at us, like, we have to be ready for anything.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So it was definitely like, okay, like, they want to see how we do under pressure.
Not only like the under pressure thing, but essentially at the end of the day, they're just people too. You know, they're just another set of judges, and we've been in front of a lot of different judges before. Just, you know, not famous and well-known judges, but we kind of had to take down their glamour a little bit and think, you know, these are just people ready to watch us, and that's, you know, all it is at the bare minimum.
Yeah, but, you know, I'm thinking though, when you guys walked out, saw J-Lo, Neo, and Derek standing there, you know, sitting there, it's got to be like a little bit of a mental shock. So was there anything, you know, did you guys, like, I mean, it's almost, you have no choice. You have to be like, you know, right, like on your A game immediately. So was there any kind of mental adjustment you had to make?
Definitely, I think you can tell by our reaction walking in. We were definitely shocked. We had a moment there, but I think also we both looked at each other and we could kind of tell, like, you know, pull it back in, be, like, professional, and know that, like, you know, like what Chau said, they're just a set of judges that we need to show what we can do in front of.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Definitely, yeah.
So tell me, like, when you got to meet them finally, like, after you guys did your routine, did they meet your expectations? Did they exceed your expectations? Because for me, like, I just met one of my favorite actresses, like, about a year ago, and I was so hoping she would be, like, as awesome as I think she was, and she, like, exceeded it, so I was really happy. So how was it meeting them 3?
For me personally, sorry, I was seeing Chau a minute ago. For me personally, I think they definitely met my expectations.
Awesome.
I mean, you know, it was cool to see them, one, say our names. I mean, I was like, wow, this is crazy. And 2, just to actually have them give us good critiques and criticism and like, just advice even in general, like, stuff like that. Like, it was just really cool to have that, like, almost one-on-one experience with them, even though there are cameras and everything. Like, when you're on that stage, you kind of just blink all of that out, and it's just like you and the judges. So that was, like, a really cool moment to have, especially when you weren't expecting it, because, you know, throughout the other seasons, of course, they're expecting to see the judges, and we had no idea. So to go in unexpected, it's definitely, like, a cool moment.
Definitely, I agree. They definitely know what they're talking about. Like, Derek mentioned things on, like, overall performance, and same as J-Lo and Neo, they were talking about overall connection, and they even gave, like, compliments on some of the things that we did. So it's very rewarding to get the corrections and as well as compliments in that situation.
Hey, do you guys think that it was actually beneficial to walk right into the lion's den like that, as opposed to, like, having a chance to overthink something and maybe make a mistake?
I guess, now that I think about it. Definitely knowing me, I would have overthought it a lot. So, actually, now that I think about it, I do think it's a little bit better to go in blind, like, preparing for anything unknown. Yeah.
And I think it also proves, you know, people's work ethic and people's mindset on why they're there to compete, you know, because a lot of people are like, I can say for myself, thinking with just being the producers there, it does take a level of stress off, but we also worked just as hard as if the judges were going to be there. Yeah. And, you know, it definitely goes to show who's actually working their hardest, even if the judges aren't going to be there, because I do feel like the judges do put on this, like, extra level of intensity for the competition. So to know that the judges weren't going to be there, it definitely, I feel like, showed who still worked their hardest, you know. And,
you know, if you put the work in, it shouldn't really matter. You should be ready, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, and you guys were. So how do you guys feel about your performance, looking back on it now?
so proud.
Yeah.
It's almost like bittersweet, or I don't know if that's the right word, but it's like looking back on it now, like there was, rehearsal isn't easy. It's a long day. It's a lot of stress. It's a lot of like, what do we need to do to this dance to make it better, to make it more effective, things like that. And so remembering all the like stress that we had and all the dilemmas we had on making it, and then seeing the final product is really amazing. Like, something really just was created or manifested, and I don't know exactly how to put into words.
We always laugh about, like, we look at old videos and the dance did not start out like that, like, at all.
Definitely not.
To see it in costume and with the lights and on the World of Dance, like, warehouse stage, it's, like, so surreal. So, at least I can say for myself, but I know Chau agrees, like, we were just so proud of the outcome, and
Definitely.
it's crazy.
It, honestly, I'm not just saying that because you're on my show, but it was my favorite routine of the evening.
Thank you so much.
It was so good. And that's why I said to Lisa, I said, hey, I want to interview Jake and Chau.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, that's the truth. Now, I'm curious about the song choice, Bruises. I love the song. So who is that a production, does the production do that, or do you guys get to pick your own song?
We got to
both. Like, yeah, go for it.
Sorry, I was going to mention, we got to, like, kind of choose our music, and they gave us the okay.
Cool, okay.
Which songs we could use, and then Bruises just came to mind with us. I mean, we both love Louis Capaldi. He's amazing.
For sure.
But then we ended up finding this violin version, like, almost, not an acoustic because it's already pretty slow, but you know what I mean? Like, it just had this violin, like, really pretty tone to it, and so we fell in love with that version of it.
Actually, we choreographed the dance to the original version.
Yeah.
And then we heard this after we had created, I don't know, almost the whole thing, like, or half of the entire dance, and we're like, you know what, we gotta change it. Like, this is the version we gotta use.
So how much, let me ask you, that's a great point there, so I can ask this question. So how much routine change did you have to make from the first version to what the version we heard, as far as your dance routine?
I think I need to count.
A lot, huh? A lot, yeah.
It's a little detailed, too. Yeah. Sorry?
What did you say?
I'm getting cut off a little bit, but I think I was mentioning, like, it's the little details of each an individual version, so that there could be, like, hundreds of versions with this hand is different and this foot is different, so...
And it's just crazy, like, being rehearsing a routine for so long. All we're doing is creating something, filming it, watching it back, creating something, filming it, watching it back. And so every time you're just watching it back, it's like, what can be better? What can we do differently? Like, we don't like this, we need to take this out. Like, all that went into it almost every day. And so we came to, like, the finished product. So it was definitely a lot of time and effort into it.
Who did the choreography for it?
It was us, and then collaborative with Tanya Kuzia. She's a studio owner in NorCal. Yeah,
and she allowed us to use the space as well. She really helped a lot with our experience on World of Dance. Yeah.
That's awesome. So some of the judges, they mentioned that they really that y'all's chemistry shined through, and I agree. Talk a little bit about the importance of having that trust and chemistry with your partner.
It is the most important thing I think you can have with a partner. And me and Chau talk about it all the time of how, like, I think the best thing about our partnership is that we started out as friends, not as just paired together partners. We got paired throughout our relationship as friends, but we started out as just friends who both, like, loved dance together and could, relate to each other about that. And then once we started getting paired together, it just turned into this, like, really fun partnership. And I think starting it like that made us way more together and had chemistry way more because of that.
Yeah, I agree. And I think also having the relationship, like, before partnering together is really important, because you can have those, like, that connection as humans before dancers a little bit. So you have that, like, each other's personalities already, and then once you put it before you, knowing the personalities before you get into a rehearsal room is like kind of game changing. Like if I didn't know exactly how he worked as a, just a person and how he thinks, and we just went blindly into a rehearsal room, it would have gone, slower. It would have taken more time to get to know each other. So I definitely think we went about that right.
Yeah, Neil had made a comment about when he was talking about trust. It's like, one mistake and like, Chau, you can go flying like 30 yards across the stage.
Yeah. Definitely. Or if I'm in the wrong place at the wrong time, I can mess up Jake's he has a flip in the dance. Like I could have messed that up. He could have messed up another thing.
Yeah.
With just the smallest details. So it's.
I don't think people realize how dangerous. I don't think people realize how dangerous it can be because Jake, you fly like Superman across the darn stage. Oh. I mean, like airborne.
We definitely had our scary moments with that that flip.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Definitely takes a lot of trust and a lot of, I don't want to say failure, but I can't think of another word. It just takes a lot of failure.
Yeah, you gotta let that failure come in. We have a lot of fail videos, actually. Yes. I don't know if we'll be posting those on our page and stuff like that, but it's all trial and error.
Yeah, you're gonna have a lot of setbacks. Any kind of competition, you're gonna have setbacks, but the key is, you look at video and you make your adjustments and you make your fixes and we move forward.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. Exactly.
So talk about how it feels to be surrounded by so many talented dancers. I'm guessing it's almost like it forces you to have to be on your A game because you're it's like leaving the pond and going into the ocean. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
I think it was really cool for us because growing up in the convention world, there were definitely a lot of kids or dancers there that we actually knew. So it was really exciting to just see them accomplishing something we're also accomplishing, being on that competition, that show. So it was really awesome to see that. But it was even cooler to meet people from Colombia, meet people from the Netherlands, Philippines, all of that. That was such an awesome experience to be surrounded by people like that and to get to know people like that. It's really cool.
It's definitely surprising, and because you're all in the same room together, you're all filming at the same time, and you're watching. You have some downtime in those days, and you're watching everyone, so it does put some stress on you. Like, wow, maybe they have a move that looks similar to our move, so it's kind of all of you being in the same room, we're all making each other nervous, which is pretty funny because we're all in the same boat.
Yeah,
right.
That makes sense to me though, because you have the competitive blood in you. You want to win the darn thing, of course. Yeah. That's why you're there. You want to win the competition.
Definitely.
Everybody wants to win, and so all of a sudden you're surrounded by a bunch of people that are in the same level of talent. You know what I mean? There's there's no huge disparity of talent. Everybody's pretty close. You know what I mean?
Right, and yet at the same time that it's a competition, it's definitely the most ultimate dance competition there is and the biggest reward. But, everyone's there to have fun for the most part, too. This is such a great experience. I don't think anyone's ever had an experience like this before coming to this. So this is such a unique process that everyone really wants to enjoy. We made so many friends. We made friends with the Colombian duo, you peeps from last night, James and Harris, awesome. People that you haven't even seen yet. It's just, you make friends and you make, competitors, even though you're competing against each other, you're friends as well.
I think you really hit a good point there. I think it's really imperative that you guys savor this, and cause this is a moment that you'll have the rest of your lives.
Totally.
So savor every second, every minute of this experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
All right, so has it really sunk in yet? How surreal this is that you're on stage in front of millions of people. I was looking at your video just in preparation for this again, your performance, and it's already got 250,000 views. I mean, it's
I know, it's insane.
I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah, you're coming right up on a 250,000 views. It's close.
Hey, high five, Jake.
Yep.
I know, right?
That's a lot of people, man, in just a week.
It's insane.
Yeah, wow.
I remember I was just scrolling through Instagram and randomly, I see this post from J-Lo and it says that, we got 5.1 million viewers of the first episode.
Oh, yeah, it's insane.
And I was like, wait, we were on that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just to hear that number and to be a part of that,
Yeah.
It's like literally a win for itself. Like I'm just like in awe of that. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, and just the first night alone, like East Coast got to see it first before like we could even see it. So it was weird getting support before watching, and your phone is blowing up. Like Jake and I's phone was like blowing up, and we're trying to watch ourselves on TV, but our phone is blowing up at the same time.
Right.
Days of just going like crazy, and it's kind of unbelievable. And then I think for me, it was like 3 days after I realized, dang, we actually did that. It's not like a dream. It's not like like an imagination. We really did that.
Yeah, that's crazy. And like J-Lo's talking about you, like on social media, it's like, wow, that's awesome.
Even
man.
just as little as like the scene where Neo said like Jake and Chau, Chau and Jake, like just saying our names is like
yeah, that first thing that got me going, like he's saying our name and then he said it backwards, but he said it again, but
yeah.
he said our name, yeah.
Yeah, you guys, I'm sure you watched the YouTube of your performance. So, like, when you guys were dancing, I mean, this is probably going to be a no because you guys are so focused, but it might be a yes. Could you hear, like, the comments the judges were making, like, off in the distance at all while y'all were dancing?
for
I
me.
actually didn't.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
Right, Jake?
Yeah, I didn't hear anything. I was so like
Focused.
everything goes black when you're dancing. Like all you see, like all I saw was Chau. Like
Yeah.
everything just like goes out, and like I couldn't even tell you where any of the cameras were set. Like
Yeah.
you're just so in the zone once like the music starts. It's crazy.
Yeah, you know, one thing I look for, like when I'm watching the show, if I hear like Derek or Neo, if I hear them go yo, hey, oh, like if they make those little comments while people are dancing, I know they're like the dancers are doing really good. Because
Yeah.
I don't know if have you noticed that?
No, totally. You could definitely hear like that. A little slight like oohs and ahs about like each performance, which is really cool.
And if you hear J-Lo ever say, "Oh, I just got goosies," oh, you're good. You're like,
oh right, I was like, all right.
Definitely.
yeah.
We always want her to have goosies.
All right, kiddos. Well, look, man, I had a lot of fun doing this. You guys, I have a feling you guys are going to be around for a while on this show. I really appreciate you coming on. But before I let you guys go, I want to give you an opportunity to tell all the listeners out there where they can follow you on your social media, and if you have any websites or anything like that you want to talk about, let's get that done.
Awesome. You can follow our duet page, Jake and the letter N, and then Chau, Jake and Chau. And then my personal page is Jake Macaulay _.
And my personal page is a.t.chau. And what else do we have, Jake?
We also have a YouTube account or YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
It's just Jake and Chau again.
And then we got TikToks too, same as our personal Instagram.
Well, that's all. I mean, you guys you have great TikToks, I'm sure.
Jake's doing so much better than me, though. Jake's got TikTok down.
She just started. She's gonna get there.
All right,
I know.
you'll get there. You'll get there.
Hard to get into it.
Any closing thoughts? Any closing thoughts for all your fans? You guys got a whole bunch of new fans now.
That's actually so weird. We have fans, Jake.
That is weird. I love all of you.
All we can say is thanks.
Thank you. Like, thank you for everything. I mean, there's no one asking you guys to go support us. So the fact that you guys just truly and wanted to just come on and support us is like amazing. So thank you for all of that.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's just crazy seeing all that support.
That's great, man. I really enjoyed talking to you two. I will have this up shortly, and I'll tag you guys. If you don't mind, follow me back on social media. I'd be honored if y'all can follow me back.
We'll find you.
Yep, I'll tag y'all so you'll know where I am. Okay, y'all. Good luck to you. Had so much fun.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Yep. Good night.
Have a good one.
Take care.
Bye.